Excuse me. Real quick, obviously, man, a difficult loss. I felt really at the end of the day, they made a few more plays, enough more plays than we did. Took us a while offensively to get going. I think, they did a handful of things to kind of hinder us in the running game. We finally gained a little bit of momentum in the second half, but I thought defensively we held up. You tip your hats to Minnesota that they deserve to win, and it's always difficult when it happens in the playoffs. There's no follow-up games, so you go from there. Many questions.
Did you get an explanation on the last play? Did you think it could have been over?
Listen. That wasn't. I didn't see any officials. I saw Mike. We chatted for a little bit and saw some of the other players we coached in the Pro Bowl and congratulated them. And they did a good job. They played well.
Did Minnesota put their defensive line bring anything different?
Well, we got a little bit more of a run front on early downs. They played some jam. Some things to make it a little bit more difficult. Like I said, I didn't think we particularly ran the ball efficiently enough in the first half. I felt like we found a few things in the second half to begin hanging our hat on. We had a handful of minus plays. Our third down numbers at the half, I think we were 1 of 4. We struggled in protection early, obviously, and that time of possession in the first half and the amount of snaps you have when you're struggling on the third downs that we had ended up, you felt like there weren't a lot of snaps to begin with in the first half. So I thought they did a good job on the third down plays. We needed to be better. And then it was a fairly low-scoring, tight game throughout. And look, they made more plays than we did. Yeah, look, he's a good football player. He enjoys playing. He does a lot of things well. He competes. He had the fake punt, actually, and there's just a number of things. He really is an asset for us. He's a great teammate, and he made a lot of plays.
Sean, it seemed like they had a lot of success on that sort of longer stretch.
Yeah, it's kind of one of their core plays.
Right.
Yeah. Well, look, the runner, Dalvin, is something, and so he can move your defense with that wide zone and then some of the play actions that come off of it. I thought we fit it pretty well at times, and other times, if you're not on top of the edge or setting the edge properly and fitting it properly, he's talented enough to, it's not a 5-yard miss. It becomes a bigger play.
When Brees is getting pressure, how he is there any thought process just with Taysom's mobility?
No, not at all.
Did you think in any way, and we had the availability of replay, but on the fumble with Drew with the thumb, or his thumb injury may have caused him not to be terrific when Hunter was
I don't think so. I'd have to ask him, or you'd have to ask him, but I think he's recovered from that.
But you think they did just enough in the run game to kind of keep you off balance?
Well, look, I thought they ran the ball better than we did. So we felt that was going to be an important number. We felt the third down number was going to be important. He's an explosive player, but I thought defensively, look, that was a hard-fought game. Both defenses, I thought, played well, hung in there, and down the stretch, here you are in overtime, and they made a few plays right there at the end that obviously were significant. All right, thank you.
ahead.
What's your prevailing emotion right now with the sticking?
Yeah. I mean, listen, it was a hard-fought football game. And we played a really good team today, and obviously they came ready to play. And at the end of the day, they just made more plays than we did, right? Love the way that we fought, in the fourth quarter. We really didn't play our best football, up until that point, but put together some good drives during that period of time, and put ourselves in a position to win. But unfortunately, again, they just made a few more plays than we did.
Did they surprise you with anything they did, or did they just execute for the first 3.5 quarters?
No, I'd say, looking back, there was probably some, bigger play opportunities that we just, missed on, whether, hey, they're just, they got to me before we could, we'd have a chance at it. We had a hard time staying on the field there early on, just a couple of those drives, not really ever getting going. So, and again, you play, that's a great defense. It's a well-coached defense, and so you understand at times it's going to be a battle and you're going to play the field position game, which we did. But, I'd say, special teams played well, gave us some opportunities. I did feel like, early on in that game, man, we were starting backed up a lot, So, they were making us have to, march the field. But, again, didn't play great for the first 3 quarters, or at least just, didn't feel like we were able to get, drives put together and play with great tempo and that kind of thing. And it wasn't until the fourth quarter that, things got cranked up.
Drew, because of that, the interception before the end of the first half, just because of the slow start, did you feel like you kind of needed a shot or a big play?
Well, we were trying to kind of catch him off guard, and so felt like Teddy was making his way over the top, and, guy made a nice play.
Is the hardest part, or one of the hard parts of this right now, knowing the reality that it's hard to keep the same group together, from one year to the next?
Sure, and that's the league that we're in. That's just the world we live in. There's always changes, and so you're very much starting over. Now I would say that we've got incredible culture here. We've got a great foundation built, and we know that there's a stable of guys that are going to be here a long time. And so then you always spend the off season, finding the other pieces, right? The complementary pieces, whether it be through the draft and free agency, and you never know how that's going to shake out. But bottom line is, I know the environment that whoever comes in from the draft or free agency or whatever, I know the environment that they're coming into, right? And the type of culture that we have and the type of locker room that we have, and it is one that is fun, and we work hard, but we play hard, and we have fun together, and we love each other, and this is the result, is winning a lot of games, guys playing for one another. Guys love coming to work together here in this locker room.
I know you say you like to take it one at a time, but how confident are you that you're not going to change it?
I'm not making any comments on that, other than I've told you guys this for the last couple of years. I've always just taken it 1 year at a time, and kind of reevaluate each off season, and then find the things I want to get better at and move on.
That being said, how much is the heartbreak for you knowing that the end is closer than some of the other guys in that locker room? Not just this year, but
Yeah.
the last couple of years.
I mean, of course. You invest so much into it, and have invested so much into it, and so you understand that these opportunities are few. So yeah, it's disappointing. If you're not the one holding up the trophy at the end of the year, it's disappointing.
What's your process to digest, all of this and the emotions?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I evaluate every season kind of the same. I mean, I look at I look at all the great things that we were able to accomplish. You know, I look at how guys grew and how we grew as a team, and you know, you begin to just kind of envision, you know, the things that you want to do during the off season, and you know, the work that you want to put in, and you just, you know, begin to obviously think about how you can start rebuilding it all.
Defensively, is there anything that they did during the game that you all did not see on film?
No, no. You know, they played their defense and they played it very well. Again, you know, we didn't capitalize on some big play opportunities when we had the chance. And so at the end of the day, when you add them up, you know, they just made more plays than we did.
Just sort of speaking about that ends, the Vikings, the two ends.
Yeah.
What made them have success? Were they twisting more? Was it a straight pass? What made them, I guess, especially in that first half?
Yeah, I mean, no, they're two of the best defensive ends in the league, you know, and especially the pair, right? You know, because you can't just focus on one. And you know, by the way, they've got some good interior guys, and they've got, you know, good pressure players at the linebacker and safety position as well. So, you know, you gotta have a plan for all those guys, you know. And I think we understood that was going to be a battle, you know. And there's times where, hey, they're going to get you, you know, and let's get the ball out. Let's try to avoid a negative play, which we did. Give yourself a third manageable. Try to sustain a drive. You know, try to get something going, wear them down. You know, you walk away from a game like that and feel like, oh man, there was still so much of the game plan that we didn't have a chance to call. You know, it didn't feel like we possessed the ball a ton in there until the fourth quarter.
Drew, how much of is a penalty on the spike throw off maybe the
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, you only have one play. You know, so it's the difference between having 21 seconds and a timeout versus 11 seconds and a timeout, right? That's a big deal, you know, because you're thinking we have one play right now, we're going to call a timeout, and then we're going to run the field goal team out there. Versus, hey, we get a play that all of a sudden gets us, you know, within striking distance, you call the timeout, now maybe you take 2 shots at the end zone or something like that. So that was costly. It was costly.
Drew, I think this is the only game all season where you had a few turnovers. How frustrating does that make, especially with the fumble?
Well, the fumble was really frustrating because there was a miscommunication as to what we were doing, and the ball should have been out of my hands. And all of a sudden, you know, that wasn't the route that was run. And so now I'm just trying to throw the ball into the dirt to avoid a sack, right? And right as my hand's going back, he just kind of gets a piece of my arm, and that ball comes out. So I'm really disappointed in that. That never should have happened. Yep. Yep. We weren't on the field enough. And, you know, their style of offense is, you know, with Dalvin Cook is a grind it out, you know, run the clock and possess the ball, which, credit to them, that's what they were able to do. Well, again, like I said, it's disappointing if you're not holding up the trophy at the end, right? And however you want to look at it. All right, guys, thanks.